Shalom, do start off by telling us about the situation here in Sri Lanka with regard to the coronavirus.
Well, Arundhati, there have been many reports that have been circulating among the general public regarding the spread of the coronavirus, more specifically regarding the spread of the coronavirus here in Sri Lanka. But here is an accurate update of the true ground situation here in the country. First, of course, President Gotabaya Rajapaksa has instructed Health Minister Pavitra Vaniyarachchi to appoint a National Action Committee to prevent the spread of the coronavirus here in Sri Lanka. The first meeting of the committee will be chaired by Health Minister Pavitra Vaniyarachchi at 5 p.m. tomorrow. Discussions will, of course, focus on the future action plan and how the action committee, the National Action Committee that was appointed, plans on preventing the spread of the coronavirus here in Sri Lanka. Now, Sri Lankans, of course, were taken by shock when 4 patients, including 2 Chinese women who were suspected to have contracted the coronavirus, were admitted to the infectious disease hospital in Colombo. However, the National Medical Research Institutes, after the preliminary examination of the blood samples of these 4 patients, confirmed that they have not contracted the coronavirus. Of course, an accurate final report will be put out within the next 24 hours. Let's take a look at a few more developments of the coronavirus here in Sri Lanka.
2 Chinese women and a Sri Lankan man and a woman had been admitted to the infectious disease hospital in Angoda last evening. While the patients are still being treated at the special treatment unit of the hospital, their blood samples were sent to the National Medical Research Institute. It has now been confirmed that the patients had not been infected by the coronavirus. Director of the National Medical Research Institute, Dr. Jairuwan Bandara, said that examinations into the matter will continue. The director of the National Medical Research Institute also confirmed that there are no reported cases of coronavirus in Sri Lanka. Meanwhile, a group of Chinese youth volunteers had visited the infectious disease hospital this afternoon for a screening.
දැනට චීනයේ වුහාන් නගරයේ අධ්‍යාපනය ලැබලා
2 Chinese women from the Wuhan region and 1 Sri Lankan woman who studied in Wuhan were admitted to the infectious disease hospital on the 24th and 25th of this month as they were suffering from fever and respiratory diseases. We are conducting examinations. When these patients were admitted, they were only slightly ill and now they have gotten much better. Also, initial examinations have confirmed that they have not been infected by the coronavirus. We will be able to confirm this within the next 24 hours. If someone has fever and respiratory diseases and body aches, you must report them to our medical unit. But when someone is arriving in Sri Lanka and they do not suffer from any fever or respiratory diseases, there is no need for them to be detained and screened.
ලක්ෂණයක් නැත්නම් ඔවුන් රඳවාගෙන පරීක්ෂා කිරීමේ අවශ්‍යතාවයක් නැහැ.
Well, this is the time period where people in China celebrate the Chinese New Year. Now, many public gatherings and celebrations of the Chinese New Year have been cancelled in China. However, many Chinese nationals residing in Sri Lanka or working in Sri Lanka travel to China to celebrate the Chinese New Year. Of course, the celebrations are due to conclude in a few short days, and all of these Chinese nationals who travel to China from Sri Lanka will be returning back to the country. Journalists today questioned Foreign Minister Dinesh Gunawardena on the steps taken to screen these Chinese nationals who are re-entering the island for possible infections of the coronavirus.
As of now, the Ministry of Health has already installed special scanning machines at the airport. The President has also given orders to allocate multiple sections of wards at the IDH in Colonnava. This examination is not only for the people of this country, but it also includes foreigners.
Now, President Gotabaya Rajapaksa has instructed the relevant authorities to immediately repatriate all students and residents, Sri Lankan residents in Wuhan and Sichuan states where the virus is rapidly spreading. Now, accordingly, the first batch of Sri Lankans are due to arrive in the island within the next 48 hours.
The presidential media unit stated today that the entry and exit to the Wuhan province where the virus has spread has been prohibited, and action will be taken to bring them back as soon as the ban is lifted. Accordingly, nearly 150 students from the Wendu capital of Sichuan will be repatriated within the next 48 hours. The presidential media unit said that a special flight which belongs to Sri Lankan Airlines will be used for this matter. Meanwhile, several Sri Lankan students in Wuhan expressed their views on the problems faced by them.
There are about 32 Sri Lankan students and members of their families living in the boarding houses. Though none of the Sri Lankans have been diagnosed with the coronavirus, we are in grave danger. The food and water that we stored are quickly depleting, and as a result of the risk outside, we are unable to step outside to get them. The public transportation and aviation services have been terminated. We ask the Sri Lankan government to bring us to Sri Lanka as quickly as possible.
තවදුරටත් වැඩි වෙන කලින් අපේ ශ්‍රී ලංකා රජයෙන් ඉල්ලන්න තියෙන පුළුවන් තරම් ඉක්මනට අපිව ලංකාවට ගෙන ගන්න.
මේ මොහොතේ රැඳී සිටින්නේ චීනයේ ටියන්ජින් ප්‍රාන්ත අනිත් දවස්
These roads that you see are usually quite busy. The number of vehicles are low these days. There are over 40 Sri Lankan students in Tianjin. It has been reported that none of them are contracted with the coronavirus. They hope to go to Sri Lanka in the coming few days.
ලංකා බලා පැමිණීමට බලාපොරොත්තුවෙන් සිටින
We are taking all the necessary measures on the instruction of the Foreign Affairs Ministry and the President to return them to Sri Lanka. In this regard, we have contacted the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Beijing, also the Provincial Foreign Office in Hubei province where the Wuhan city is located, asking their permission to bring a Sri Lankan aircraft and then take all of 32 Sri Lankan students currently staying in Wuhan. I'm expecting a response from the Chinese authorities during the course of today or tomorrow. And as soon as we get the clearance, we will make necessary arrangements. We have to follow the local regulations set out by the Chinese authorities with regard to the health measures.
The epidemiology unit of the Ministry of Health states that all who come to Sri Lanka from China will be brought to the country after being quarantined at the airport.
Now, Shalan, there are over 2,000 cases of coronavirus reported globally, and would you like to tell us about the situation in China at present?
Yes, Arundhati. Now, China, the Wuhan province in China has been identified as the source of this virus. However, the exact cause of the virus has not yet been confirmed. However, the Wuhan province continues to be under strict lockdown with transportation services being cut off from the rest of the country. Now, however, although the coronavirus has not been reported in a number of countries, including Sri Lanka and across the globe, the coronavirus is rapidly spreading in China. The death toll due to the coronavirus in China alone has risen to 56. Here is a comprehensive update on the situation in China.
Over 2,000 cases of coronavirus infections have been reported in China and across the world. 8 cases of coronavirus infections were reported from Australia and Malaysia. The first corona infection in Europe was reported from France. A person affected with the coronavirus was also detected from Canada. The Health Ministry in Canada said that the patient had arrived in the country from Wuhan, China. With the spread of the disease, a state of emergency has been declared in Hong Kong, cutting off all transport links with China. This was after 5 patients were confirmed to have contracted the coronavirus in Hong Kong. The United States said that an aircraft was sent to bring back members of its diplomatic missions and American citizens in Wuhan. Cases of coronavirus have been reported from countries including Thailand, Vietnam, Singapore, Japan, South Korea, Taiwan, Nepal, and America.